All right, folks, as you know on this channel, I break good news and I break bad news. And unfortunately today I'm breaking bad news. Derion Kendrick has torn his ACL. Very, very, very unfortunate for the Rams. I'm going to get into exactly why, and it's not just because it's a person who's going through a serious injury and just lost their entire season right before their eyes. Before we dive into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan. Let's get started. So, Derion Kendrick has torn his ACL. Okay, what does this mean? Well, right now, the Rams have a depth chart that is consisted of Trey White, who's had multiple injury issues in the past that we've documented here on this show. Of course, Darius Williams is another one. Not tons of injuries or anything like that, but, you know, he's the other one. Obviously going to be the number one corner. Then you have Cobie Durant, who's dealt with some injuries. You have Trey Tomlinson, who has really no experience starting in the NFL. So there's also that. Then you have Josh Wallace, the UDFA out of Michigan. And, of course, Cameron McCutcheon, who I really liked last year, had a great preseason. He's back. We'll see what ends up happening with him. But, guys, if you were on the live stream the other day, you heard. And I've been very vocal on this channel. It's not just because I share a friendship with the Witherspoons. Ahkello Witherspoon is a need. And he was a need, in my opinion, before Derion Kendrick went down with the unfortunate injury. But now, more than ever, he is a need. You have to bring in the guy that has familiarity and the guy that you can trust. He was your number one corner last year, okay? I understand you had a different, view in mind to spend a little bit more money on the cornerback position, but look at this. He was one of the best corners on the market in free agency, okay? And for whatever reason, he's not signed. And there could be a bevy of reasons, but I'll tell you right now, one thing is he's working his tail off in the gym. He is staying active. He's staying fit. He's 29. He's not 39. And this is somebody that is very intelligent. This is somebody that puts in the work. He would be absolutely a need for the Rams. No doubt about it. And I do believe if the Rams reached out to him, if they actually tried to get in touch with him and they called him after this, Ahkello would be a Ram. So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll see if they end up doing it. They brought back John Johnson. I was very excited about that. They need to bring back Ahkello Witherspoon. The whole point of this video is to inform you on Derion Kendrick. But as you know, my videos are not just, this is the news later. No, I always like adding a little bit of flavor, of course, to my videos, because why the hell else would you click on my videos? If it was just telling you the news, there are so many ways that you could find that. But you come here because you know I'm going to tell you the news and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. And I'm going to analyze and go a little bit deeper than maybe some other people would. So, why is this important with Derion Kendrick? Well, first off, Derion Kendrick is a guy that they like a lot. Okay? So this isn't just a jobber. He may have had a lot of penalties last year. And to be fair, I think he was picked on by officiating, which that happens when you develop that type of reputation. But this team really likes his versatility. Can play inside, can play outside, can be the star. They had a role for him. They really like him, okay? So this is a loss. He was going to get playing time. He was. So where do you go from here? Well, I think you absolutely have to bring in Ahkello Witherspoon, maybe even another guy. But the point I'm making here, the entire point, and the reason why this is a big loss is because there are guys that are in this rotation of corners that they are counting on to play not half the season, the full damn season. And we're talking about Tre'Davious White, who's got a bevy of injuries in his history. And we're talking about Cobie Durant, who's also had injuries. If any of those guys get hurt, now you're down to Trey Tomlinson, who has never started an NFL game. Now you're down to Josh Wallace, potentially. Now you're down to Cam McCutcheon. This is a team, in my opinion, that is going to go to the Super Bowl. But they can't have things like this that can easily be covered up, things that can be repaired, and just let this thing go on. There has to be a reaction to this. And I believe there will be. I know a lot of people are saying Stephon Gilmore. Look, Stephon Gilmore is a good player. I'd still take Ahkello Witherspoon. And another thing, now that you're missing out on a lot of mini camp, OTAs, assimilating with the culture, it's going to be a little bit, okay? Ahkello Witherspoon has familiarity out the wazoo since he was the number one corner for the Rams last year. He knows all the coaches there, okay? They're no strangers. He's an easy plug and play. And to me, I think he should start over Tre'Davious White until I can trust White injury. I mean, I still don't know what I'm going to get there. Ahkello down the stretch was playing injured. I mean, I thought he played very well last year, and he kept that targeted passer rating below an 80, which is better than most guys that were free agent corners. And the majority of the season, if you looked on PFF, he was pretty much in all those analytics. And in terms of, because he was picked on a lot, he was targeted a lot, but he did not give up many catches, only 48 catches on 98 targets. Okay, so this is definitely somebody that can come in right away. He's got some of the best ball skills, I think, from this free agency class. And, I mean, you have guys like L'Jarius Sneed that are making like 20 mil, and I don't know how much better Sneed is than Ahkello. I don't. So, look, you get the size, you get the speed combination. It's a no-brainer with Ahkello Witherspoon. Now they have to put it into action. So I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to make a prediction because I don't know if the Rams are going to put it into action. But I do think they need to make this move, and I do think that you should not take this Derion Kendrick loss just like with a grain of salt. This matters. If you believe the whole next man up mantra, well, guess what? He was next man up. So losing him only makes you weaker. So again, I understand people have picks on Derion Kendrick, but he's a good player. There's a reason why he's playing for the Rams. There's a reason why the coaches like him. So this is a significant loss. Obviously, it's not Trey White. It's not Darius Williams. But this is a guy who started a ton of games, a lot of experience that you can't just find that anywhere, And so I think ultimately Ahkello Witherspoon makes way too much sense. And if for whatever reason that doesn't work out, I could see them going the trade route. I could see them maybe going after a guy like Duke Shelley. I mean, I think to me it's a no-brainer. Go and get Ahkello. He's still available by the graces of God. They should have gotten him earlier. They have the money to do it. Go out and do it. So those are my thoughts on this really unfortunate injury. I wish Derion Kendrick a speedy recovery. This absolutely sucks. This is the brutal part of realizing football is back. We're going to start to see these great players. We're going to start to see these guys that have been waiting since the season ended to go out there and prove themselves in the next season. And unfortunately, this is just the way it is. There's going to be injuries that we don't see. And it's kind of just one of those things where you hope it's not somebody you know. But we've seen it all sorts of ways as Rams fans. So, hope he makes a speedy recovery, a full recovery. He's ready to go for next year. I hate saying that. It's just such a blow to the team. But, I think at this point, the only way forward is to go after Ahkello Witherspoon. Again, I understand people like Gilmore. Gilmore's going to cost more, I think, also. But, I mean, Ahkello, there isn't a ramp-up period. Ahkello knows this defense. He can come right in, and he can help them. And he could also play the star. He's very intelligent, very athletic. And just knowing that I know he's been working out and he's kept himself active and he's healthy, I mean, I would definitely, endorse a pickup of Akello. So obviously you see the jersey there. It's no shock. I've been a fan of his, but I've liked him for a while. I've watched him. He's one of the underrated players in this league that no matter how well he does, he was great in Pittsburgh, and then, he gets hurt, and all anybody wants to talk about is when he got hurt. Seattle traded him away for nothing. Really good at the last year for the 49ers. So yeah, he doesn't really get a ton of credit. I think this offseason really proved that. And there's a lot more to it than just being a good football player. If you know who you know, and you have the right agent. It's why a lot of guys like a Chase Daniel made so much money being a backup. It's why Sean Mannion would just stick around. If you do things a certain way, or you have certain people in your corner, you have a certain agent, you have an easier job finding jobs than even more talented players do. So that's what I'll say. Again, really unfortunate. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, folks. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.